Hello everybody, with a bit of luck you've got me. This is the second attempt, but hopefully you haven't seen all the bloopers that I did beforehand. So with a bit of luck you didn't see that. So I just need somebody to tell me that I'm actually live now, because I've lost all my confidence in doing this suddenly, but I think I am. Yes, just tell me if I'm there. Hello everybody. If I'm just assuming that you can all see me, it's Steffi from the Makers, and I have got, Erica says, hi, Steffi. Excellent. Woohoo! So pleased about this. You know, when you know what you're doing, and then for some bizarre reason that is completely unbeknown to man on earth, somehow I've forgotten to put one step in there, just out of the blue. It's probably early onset of dementia. Hope not. Anyway, I'm just going to say hello to everybody. I've got a screen closer by as well. Now, I think I know that lots of you have been chatting already. I was really worried that you'd all turn up an hour early because our clocks have, of course, gone back now. And but if you're in the UK, then you know that. But if you are elsewhere, you might think we're still on British summertime, which sadly we are no longer. And I only say that sadly because British summertime has the name summer in there, and I love the summer. So hi Faith, hi Diana, hi Kim, hi Sandra. I'm not going to read all of these amazing comments here because I'll be sitting here just reading comments. Jane is there, Fenny is there, Carol is there, Jan is there, Gina is there. At last I'm catching you live. Woohoo! I was just going to say, Gina, I haven't read your name before. Alex is there. Pamela is there from Oregon, no doubt. Query, is your brain active while stubbing, or are you focused on subduing the next bump into a smooth finish, just listening to the sound of needle and wool? Oh, I think I've probably missed most of the conversation there, but it's an interesting question. I'm sure you all ponder about that. Erica said already hi. Bridget is there. Hello, Bridget. Jackie is there. So many of you. Emily is there. Probably said that already. Hi, Donna. Donna is there. Put the wolf to one side as I couldn't get it to work. Oh, no. Okay. Don't worry. I'll help you about this offline. Oh, we've got somebody new here. The King of Lumberland. That sounds nice. Hope you're awake for this one. And Alice is there and Jack is there. So, and of course at the other end, Emma is there, and she will be supporting me during this stream and sending lots and lots of links. But we're here today to make a sheep. It's a really simple design, this sheep. The legs, there's no wire in there. It's all complete wool, but we are making use of our amazing Lanolin Rich Core wool, because with that you can do anything, of course. And there are all kinds of varieties, small ones, little ones, standing up ones, skinny ones, fat ones, everything what you could possibly create. And of course, everybody knows when you needle felt something always it always looks different every time you do another one. They never look exactly the same, and that's what we love about it, because we're all different too. So why shouldn't our felties look different as well? And it should take about an hour. And if you have got the materials in front of you, then you can make along. You need very little. It's only about 8 grams of Lanolin Rich Core wool, and then you need some curls. And preferably use our Blue Faced Leicester curls or our Leicester curls even. I'll show you the difference in a minute. There is quite a distinct difference, not just the way that they look, but they're actually different in price as well. And then you need a wisp of flesh pink and a bit of dark brown. And if you do have our glued-in eyes, better still, but if not, you can needle felt the eyes as well. So that's the ingredients that you need. And oh yes, there's something to win as well. So today we're giving away our book, Making Simple Needle Felts. And the reason why we're giving this away today is because I thought it would be a really great idea, because there's all the projects that you can make that are coming up, because this is the part of, dare I say it, the Nativity. But we crafters, we've got to make it early to have it ready for Christmas. So even though it's not quite Christmas yet, for a long way, obviously, but we need to get ready for it. And in here, if you haven't got this book yet, it is really, really a very useful book that helps you throughout the seasons. And I'm just going to go to the overview camera so you can have a look through this book with me. So here we are, Making Simple Needle Felts. Comes with a personalized signature, and I'm going straight to the part in the back here, because this is where all the the winter themes are, including the sheep. So you get the sheep in here as well. We have got exactly what will happen next, which is Joseph. That happens next week. And then there will be Mary and baby Jesus the week after, on the 10th of November. So you can make her as well with her little baby. And then we've got the donkey coming up as well. I think he's actually in a different, yeah, there he is. So you can make the donkey as well. Oh, you can't even see him. There you are. From the book, but also from our tutorial that is coming on the 24th of November. And then we have got, after that, we've made the nativity. And of course, if you have already watched last week, then you will have made the 3 kings with Sophie. So you have the whole nativity, including kings and all, and you're set, ready for Christmas. And yeah, that's great. And you have it as an heirloom, and you can bring it out every year again. Maybe have to tidy it up a little bit now and then. But this book is up for grabs. And the winner, all you have to do is, to win this, you just have to tell us, what will you call your sheep? Okay, we want some really, really wacky names, as always. Not that we judge you by it, we just want to have a bit of fun. The winner is completely random. We don't go by what name we like best or whatever. We'll just put them all in a big pot, put you all in a big pot like a cauldron. We stir it up, and then we pick the winner from there. So it will be announced at the end of this live stream. And of course, if you're watching here today, live with me on YouTube, then you will be in for a chance to win. But if you're watching this during our watch party on Thursday evening on Facebook at 7 p.m, then you will be in for a chance to win the book again. Probably not the same person, but somebody else has got the chance to win the book as well. So if you're watching on Thursday, good luck. And if you're watching today, good luck too. So name of a sheep that you're making today. That would be amazing if we could get lots and lots of lovely ideas. Just going to put that book away now, and let's get cracking. Got lots of exciting things to say today, but I'll time them well so I don't just blur them all out at the beginning. Right, let's go into the overview. There comes my amazing forgotten the name now. Earth-friendly felting mat, or we call them EarthMatt now. If you don't know it yet, it's the best thing since sliced bread. We absolutely love them. They've got a soft top, which is 100% wool. They're all made in the UK, British made, and it's got a slightly firmer base, and that one acts as a break for the needle. So when you stab the needle in, it goes through the soft top quite easily, and then before you get to the bottom, it gets slowed down by that bottom mat where the needle sort of barely fits in. But it's perfect for using on your needle felting projects. The great thing about it is it doesn't go out of shape, so there is no indentation suddenly happening because it's flat already. It comes in different sizes. This is the A5. It also comes in A4, in A6, which is postcard size, and then we have it in A3. And we have it in really large square sizes as well. And we get raving reviews about this, and we're particularly pleased because, of course, it is now environmentally friendly rather than the foam mats. So the next thing we need is some wool. This is our Lanolin Rich Core wool. As soon as you feel it and just rub it in your hands, you get this really nice sort of like you're putting hand cream on your hands. I absolutely love it. It's very easy to felt with and to make a shape very quickly with. It has got sort of a slightly natural creamy color, so it's not the whitest wool that we have, but it's definitely wonderful to work with. And in the instructions, if you have the ewe, sheep and lamb instruction, you might even have got one of our kits. We're discontinuing that kit, but the instructions will still be available. You are basically taking sort of a good pinch of that 8 grams, leaving about half of it for the head. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll this into a shape. So I'm making... Already this is the sheep body, you can see it coming along, and if you watch what I'm doing is I'm tucking the fibers in as I'm rolling it up, and then when you get sort of to the end, you want to tease out as many fibers as you can here to get as many layers over the top as you can. So you can see there that they're the end of the fibers still, tease them out and wrap them round this little parcel that you've made up, so about that size. And then you're going to use your medium felting needle. I think you will struggle to get a coarse needle into this. It's quite a dense wool, and just stab these last wispy ends in there so that the fluffy ends of that wool are now tucked safely inside the shape. And then you've got sort of like a not a very shapely piece here. The great thing about making these little lambs is that it doesn't really matter what, or the sheep, it doesn't really matter what it looks like underneath, because you're going to cover it with lush curls. So if it's a perfect beginner's project, because you don't need to make it look nice underneath it straight off. You can it can stay quite unsightful if you wish. And then you just stab it all over, so not just where you've pushed the fibers in. When you do 3D needle felting, you've got to remember to keep turning your I've actually just switched to a coarse needle. In fact, I'm using a twisted coarse needle, so that's a 36 twisted needle, and you can tell it's just a little bit too dense already. So I'm going to go back to just a plain medium needle here. There you go. And if it's really hard to see it against the wool mat, I'm just going to use my hands and hold it to stab it. If you're a beginner needle felter, then this might be not the best idea to do straight away in your hand. I'm just doing it so that you can see the shape better and how I'm shaping it. Of course, if you watch Pam Duthie, she so I'm what's happening here right now is I've got a coarse needle. As I said, this is the twisted coarse needle, and it bounces off, and this is really good to know, because lots of people ask, when do I change to a smaller needle? Well, it's not as easy to say sort of per se, but when the needle bounces off like this and you're not really needle felting, and when you have a needle that goes in but you don't feel like anything's happening, then you probably need the needle in between. Luckily, I have got, where did I put this now? I have got a tube of all of our needles here. I know it's here because I had it in my hand a minute ago. There we go. We do a felting needle selection, which has got one of each of all of our needles in it. Oh, where's that camera? It's probably not, it's going to zoom in. No, it's zooming in at the background. But anyway, you can see everything in the background quite clearly. And what I'm going to go for now is I'm going to go for a medium twisted needle, which is, no, that's not it. That one. I'm going to take two of the twisted needles out, the medium and the fine, and they will probably do me for the whole of the lamb. So I'm starting with a fine one, and actually the twisted needle works quite well with a fine one, even though it is fine. So this is our 40 twisted needle, but it's just a little bit more efficient. So it's not just as straightforward as saying, oh, I'm going from a coarse to a medium needle. You can also change the type of needle. So twisted needle has got, the tip of the needle has got a twist in it. The working part of the needle is twisted, and it just allows it to go into the wool really easily. But because it's twisted, it's also got more notches at the end, and the notches, of course, as we know, are responsible for tangling the fibers up as you're stabbing the needle into the wool. So if you're a total newbie to needle felting, you can see what I'm doing is that I'm going in and out in a straight line, even though I'm doing it quite fast, but I'm not putting any bending motion or twisting motion onto the needle. I'm literally just going in and out in a straight line, and this is looking much better now. So that's the body of my sheep, and I'm going to leave that as that. I'm going to pull my felting mat back in again now, so I can do the next bit. So now you're taking the other half of the wool, and For this, you're going to make the head shape now. So what we've just done is just the body, and the next thing that you're going to do is you're just making the head shape now. And what we're doing for this is that we're folding our piece in half. So there's my piece here. There you go. Our piece of wool folded in half. I'm going to do this off the mat so you can see it better. So again, there's the piece of wool. I'm folding it in half. And now I'm going to roll it in from where the folded edge is so that I make a pointier end. And whilst I'm doing this, I'm also just reminded that you need to give us the thumbs up on this video, of course. So that's the head. Massive at the moment because we need to felt it down. I'll show you that bit again. And more to the point, share the YouTube channel with everybody you know. Granny, uncle, aunt, niece, nephew, everybody. Tell them to subscribe because we need to get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That would be amazing. Right, folded wool in half. Now I'm rolling it in to make it extra tight at the beginning, at the front here, and I'm not at all worried that it looks ginormous because that's what the felting needle is for. It will make sure that it shrinks down. So first of all, I've secured the wispy ends, and now I'm going to work mostly on this part here on the front of the head. And I can do this again without the felting mat. What I was trying to say earlier is if you watch Pam Duthie on YouTube, she's a professional YouTuber and does lots of needle felting. Though mostly she talks about how to sell on Etsy and gives you lots of tips and puts you in the picture of anything that's happening new. She never uses a felting mat, but I can't do that. So I'm not brave enough to do that. I'm really squeamish about my fingers. I don't know if anybody else is, but I really don't want the needle to get into my fingers. So I'm felting this down. I'm leaving this really soft and fluffy here at the end, so it's even open. I'm concentrating, and now I'm going to go on my felting mat, because what you want to do is you want to stab in from the front as well, because you need to build up a bit of a domed head here. And to do this, you want to felt the snout down quite small. So keep stabbing, small little stabs. And make that definitely smaller than the bit that's behind. So this bit here that's behind, maybe turn it this way around. This is going to be the little face, and this is going to be the head. So we need to sort of, if you stab straight into it, you can build up a bit of a head shape because you're reducing the snout by stabbing into it, and that way you get quite a nice sort of sheep face there. There we go. So I'm going to stab in there a little bit, and you have guessed quite right that obviously all of this here is just the head and this is extra. And what's happening now is we take that first shape, and I'm going to put this on top of it, and I've got all this extra wool that I'm pulling across the body and along, so it fits in nicely. And if you look at this now, you can see the sheep emerging. Again, it's quite fluffy because I need to felt it down, but that's why you want to push this on really well. And that first shape that you made almost disappears altogether inside that stretched out wool at the end of the head. And the first thing I'm going to do is, because I want this sheep to have a chest. So if you imagine that I'm pushing here, and that brings that part of the chest out, and where you push, that's usually where you stab the needle to get that shape. So I'm going to stab into that chest part, and whilst I'm doing this, I'm obviously already fastening the wool onto that head wool, onto the rest of the body. So I'm shaping the sheep now whilst I'm fastening the rest on. So I've made that distinction there, and now I'm just stroking that wool out and felt it on. That's one way of attaching a shape, but at the same time building bulk on the existing shape. And you've got lots to play with now, lots of air in there that you can reduce the size if need be. So I'm only concentrating at the moment underneath the neck and the chest here. And just bear with me a second because my computer's making stupid noises, so I need to just tell it to be quiet. So nice when you've got a switch off button. Right, I'm just going to go onto the big camera so I can show you in big where I'm heading with this. So this is still loose up here now. I haven't felted that down yet. There's the head shape. So this is the little face. Then you go up to the head there, and then down the chin, round the chest. And all I need to do now is felt this down. And I'm going to do that while I look at some of the comments so that we can all work, and you do that too. So I'm just felting these, the rest of the wispy ends down to create a flattish back there. Right, let's have a look. What so people loving the twisted needles, excellent. We've got let's have a look what sheep name are coming through. Oh my God, how many sheep name are there? Oh, that's amazing. Ooh, we've got somebody from Malaga watching. Immaculada Sanche Criado. I hope I pronounced that well. That was my best Spanish accent. So let's have some names. Lanolin Rich, people love the Lanolin Rich. I can see that. Oh wow, it is on my wish list. Definitely, Sandra. You're missing out if you haven't got that Lanolin Rich wool. Oh, thank you. Donna says it's a brilliant book. Yes, remember you can win the Making Simple Needle Felts book if you tell us what your sheep's going to be called, and it's a random pick if you've joined us late. So, and if you're watching today, which is the 27th of October, then you're watching live, 2020 I may add. And if you're watching any time after on YouTube, you can't enter the competition. But if you are watching on Thursday at 7 p.m. on Facebook, then you can enter the competition, because that's when we're all having a party watching it again. Let's have a look. Erica says, are we going to make an angel? Well, the angel is in the book as well. And there's our fairy box next month could be doubled up as an angel in that way. That's our Christmas fairy is coming in November. So we're early, so again, that it's all ready for when Christmas is there. So, okay, so here we go now. I will call my sheep Sean. Thank you. That's probably the first name I thought of. Oh, Sean the sheep. Perfect. I'd call my sheep Eunice and Lambina. Oh, that's hilarious. Lamb chop. Excuse me. No, you can't call your sheep lamb chop. I'm so happy I got the book for my birthday, but I can I join in anyway? Of course you can, Faith. Go for it. You never know. You know, you can never have too many books, even if it's the same one. Bar Lumpkin says, Alex, only name for sheep is Barbara, of course. I'm going to name a sheep, but happy to pass book on as a gift. So my sheep will be called Ewan. Sound Ewan. Oh, nice. Oh, that's nice of you, Faith. Adolphi. Our friends just bought a new tub and have named him Adolphi, so I will name my sheep after him. My sheep is called Vicky. And Bridget says my sheep is Barkley. Sheep named Marshmallow. Yeah, nice and fluffy. Love the variety of sheep names, Emma saying. Okay, Faith says my lamb will be called Wolfie, and he makes a bowl noise because that's it's a bowl noise because that's how he rolls. Now you just reminded me actually of the wolf there. I was very tempted to have the sheep with a wolf, and then I thought, no, that can't be done. So they're way away from the wolf. But talking about a wolf, as most of you already know, this is the last opportunity to get your maker's box making a howling wolf, and you get to make the backdrop with a moon and maybe some silhouetted tree or a raven or an owl sitting in the tree as well. And you might know that our subscription boxes, they run from the 1st of each month until the last day of each month. And then after that, there is a new box. But the new box is great too because it's the Badger in the Woodland scene. And I haven't got the sample here with me now, but you can still get the wolf. And remember, you can skip all the boxes if you, not all of them hopefully, but you can skip as many boxes as you like if you don't want every single box. We also have a fairy box and we have a surprise box, and we always unwrap the boxes either on the 1st or as near to the 1st as possible of the new month when the boxes are coming out. So I needed to just say that. And let's have a look at some other. So we've got Ethel, William, Sid the sheep. Oh, Sean. Yes, we've got Sean, and sheep name Lanolin. Oh, I like that. That's really good. Oh, that's amazing. Mint sauce, Kim. You're not talking about those poor little things ending up in your oven or pot, surely. I'd call mine Woolly Jumper. Oh, imagine you go out there, Jane, shouting for Woolly Jumper. That'd be very funny. Well, while we're talking about sheep name, this one here is our Reese the Fleece, and I haven't named him, but he was named from by one of our customers. And I should also just say is that you can scale needle felted items. You can scale them up. They can be small or they can be really big. Now he's got wire armature inside, and I'm not quite sure, but no, I don't think. Well, we have a blog on large wire armature creatures. So let's go back to this one here. And as I was saying earlier, we do the unboxing of our subscription boxes, or unwrapping, whatever we call it. And you can watch that next week. It's on the. No, it's not next week. Okay, I've just been told when it is, but I've forgotten now. Because my brain's just can't contain all this information. So the 31st is a Sunday. Is that right? The 31st, I can work this out myself. No, the 31st is a Saturday. No, it is a Sunday. So the unboxing might be, I don't know. Come on, Emma, help me out. No idea. I've forgotten when the unboxing is. Anyway, I'm just stabbing this sheep randomly at the moment still. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make. Oh, okay, it is Monday. Gosh, oh yeah, because we're already at the end of the month. Okay, so the unboxing of the next subscription boxes is Monday at 11 a.m. and that is GMT, because we're no longer in British summertime until next year. Very sad about that. There we go. There's my sheep, and I'm going to show you now how to make legs. Now, this is a special technique which involves your felting needle, but you're not using it as a felting needle. You're using it as a tool to wrap wool around. And for this, you need a wisp of wool, and then you use your felting needle, and I'm going to show you this 4 times because my sheep is going to have 4 legs, unsurprisingly. And you hold, this is a little bit like a wire wrapping technique where you hold onto the wool so that you can start wrapping the wool round really tight like a ribbon. And it works really well with the Lanolin Rich because it sticks to itself really well, and it even sort of doesn't slide around the needle because it's got that that lanolin in there still. The wool is completely clean. You might find the odd vegetable matter in there, which if you've ever seen people referring to it as VM, that's what it means. It's not a horrible disease. It just means vegetable matter. And I'm just wrapping the wool around this needle, so into a leg size. And you can see it takes quite a lot of wrapping. All of this big fluffy piece of wool is getting really condensed by wrapping it. And you can have short-legged sheep or long-legged sheep. You can have whatever you like. Just make up the size as long as you make them the same on all 4 occasions. Otherwise, you might be in trouble when the sheep is trying to stand up. And you have to be careful not to catch your hand at the front of that needle as I just did, because that obviously hurts. I'm still wrapping. this big fluff piece of wool. I'm wrapping it really tight. It's as tight as I can possibly get it on there. Now the good thing is you cannot, you have to use just an ordinary needle. Do not use a reverse needle on this, because obviously as you're pulling it off in a minute, because we're not keeping the needle in there, the barbs are, the notches are in the right direction so that they don't get stuck on there. But if you do this with a reverse needle, then you will be in trouble, because it's literally pulling the fibers out, but it just comes out really easily. And now you have got a leg, one leg. It's quite solid. If there are bits sort of sticking out, then just stuff your needle in it a couple of times. Oh, that's too tight a needle. And then if you've got a sort of a quite a natural shape here, where on mine this looks more blunt than this looks quite pointy, just stab into the blunt bit a little bit more to make it even neater. So these are not very sophisticated, very detailed legs. It's literally just a stick, a wool stick that we're making. And this side I'm not worried about. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And now I've got to do this 3 more times. So you can watch me do more. Take roughly the same amount of wool. Remember, you can always shorten the wool if you've got enough wrapped there already, or you can add a little bit more, so even if you haven't got the right amount of wool straight away. And this is what I mean by vegetable matter. This is nothing bad, this is just dried grass. So the wool has been washed. The reason why it has got the lanolin still in is because it's been washed in cold water or warm water, rather than in such a temperature where the lanolin would I want to say melt. That's probably the right word. Dissolves maybe in hot water. So this one has been washed so that the lanolin stays in the wool, and that's what makes it so lovely to work with, because it kind of sticks to itself, but in a nice way, not in a nasty, horrible way. And still, wrapping is definitely worth taking your time over the legs, because you do want them, especially if you're making them as a standing sheep, you want them to be nice and solid. So you don't want them to crumble underneath the sheep. I just caught my finger on that tip again. So it's probably not the safest way to do this, but if you, for lack of having any thin wire, this is a really convenient way to make legs without having to have extra kit, extra stuff, extra materials. Right, here we go. I hope everybody's all right at the moment. Seem to be times, lots of people are telling me they don't sleep very well. There we go, number 2. Let's start on number 3. Yeah, it's a tough time because we're going into the darker days, unless you live in Australia like Bridget. She's got the opposite happening. But for most of us, we're going into we're going into the winter months here. And nobody knows really what's around the corner, what's happening next with what's going on in the world. So all we can do is just craft and wrap sheep legs. Be in the moment, that's it. If you like sheep, as of course most of you do, because hopefully not just with lamb sauce, we have got exciting news that we are actually we're putting our usual weekend winter retreat online, and it's going to be in Zoom form. Now that's opening up a whole new opportunity for those people who would maybe have never been able to come to a retreat. I'm only mentioning it because you will be making a life-size lamb during a whole weekend. We will of course provide you with all the materials, and there's lots of extra little goodies in there, because it's going to be a feast. We are well known for our retreats, and they always contain the 4 F's, the letter F, and they sum up fluff, friends, food, and fun. And we promise that you will have all of that during our Zoom retreat. If you are interested in that, and this is taking place in the last weekend of January 2021, then drop us a line and just say, do you want to be included in any of our communication? We've got quite a few people booked on already, but we have got an option to maybe go into a second weekend as well, which would be obviously on a different date. But just if you're interested, just drop us a line. You can email us info@themakers with double S at the end.co.uk, or find us on Facebook. We have got a large presence on Facebook. We're on Instagram. So you can find us in many different ways. And of course, if you don't know, we have got a Facebook group called Everyone a Maker, and you are very welcome to join us. Just answer the 3 questions that we're asking. It's nothing personal or terrible. We just want to make sure that you are a fit for our group, and then we let you in, and then we'll love you forever. So, right, made 4 legs. There you are. 4 pretty much the same size legs, not too bad. And all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make sure that one end is slightly blunter than the other, and you can do that with yours as well if you want. And it shouldn't need a lot of felting, but I'm just felting it down now whilst you're finishing off yours, no doubt. Please do share with us your legs as well. Well, not your real legs, just your sheep legs. About this vision, just then we're gonna get an inundation of photos of your legs. That might be interesting too. But definitely only put that on the Everyone a Maker page and not on our makers page. Mind you, we're only just under 100 likes away from 7,000 likes on our Facebook page. We might get those likes up to no time if you're gonna share legs with us, your personal legs, that is. Right, 4 blunt legs with pointy ends, random pointy ends. Okay, so now we're doing the nativity, but would you believe it that for as long as we've had our family of mole kit, people have always thought, oh, you can't see it, I can see it, you can't see it. People have always thought that this is the nativity. So if you fancy a completely different nativity this year, why not make a mole nativity? You get everything in there to make, obviously, Joseph and Mary, and then I'm not so sure what this little girl would be, maybe a shepherd. And then there's baby Jesus, because everybody knows that Jesus was a mole. Clearly, that's what some people think. I can't begin to tell you how many people have mentioned this when we are at a show and they say, oh, look, there's the nativity. And you think, yes, obviously, Mary is wearing red. Yes, I can see it, and there's a baby. It cracks me up every time, but I kind of see what people mean. So maybe you're one of those who needs a mole nativity. We do have this kit for sale. I can't stop laughing now. In fact, I'm getting slight muscle ache in my face. I think it's very funny. Right. Okay, let's crack on. Sheep. So we've got a body with a head, and we've got 4 legs, which seems to be good. So I'm going to zoom in again, and now we're attaching the legs to the body. For this, you not need to be a cosmetic surgeon, because it will look absolutely hideous by the time they're on there, because we know that it's going to be covered with curls. Oh, this felting mat definitely isn't working today with a wool that's pretty much the identical color. So I'm going to put the leg here on the side of the sheep, and all I'm doing now is I'm just stabbing the leg in. I'm literally attaching it, and I really don't mind that it looks attached. We don't even need to make this look pretty, because we're going to cover this with the curly wool on the top. So it doesn't matter if it looks like you've literally just attached legs onto the sheep. That's fine. There. And just work your way around the body and make sure that the legs are sort of at the same level where the sheep's standing on. And if you're finding it hard to attach the leg, like this one's really wildly, not wildly, I haven't done anything wild, it's wound up quite tightly, that's what I'm trying to say, then you could use a little bit of wool over the top, but that is purely for fastening the leg on rather than cosmetic reasons. But of course, if you feel you need to cover that leg up because you can't bear thinking that it looks not so nice underneath, then feel free to do that. Cover your joints up if you like. And then you're working your way around to the other side as well. There we go. And remember that you can get a discount on our Nativity Kit as well if you want to buy the kit, if you want everything in one box with the materials. And in that Nativity Kit you also get the angel that Erica inquired earlier about. So my sheep now has got legs attached. Not pretty sight, but it doesn't matter. Let's just test if it can stand, because you might have to rejiggle them. Yeah, that's okay. It's standing. It's not toppling over. The legs aren't crumbling. So that's quite a success, I'd say. And now I've got to obviously make it look like a sheep a bit more. And for this, we're going to start first of all on the face, and then we're going to cover it with curls. That's still what's coming and what we need to do. But before we get there, I will just show you very quickly. This is what you can get. You can get your Nativity Kit discount with the code Nativity10. If you are a subscription box subscriber, then subscription box subscriber. Okay, there might be too many subscriptions in there. You get 20% off with a special sub box subscription code. And in there you can make the donkey, you can make 2 sheep, Mary, Joseph, and the angel. And I'll show you that. If you look at the, oh dear, let's get this there. Oh, that's the wrong camera. Sorry, guys. There you go. That's the kit that you can get. And the angel obviously is in there as well. Not to be missed. The white thing in the dark back on the background. And just to show you that all the projects are packed up separately in little bags. And then on there, you also can see you get all the individual instructions. So it's a really good value for money box. Makes the whole Nativity Kit for you. And remember, these YouTube tutorials, they stay on YouTube, so if you want to revisit them anytime, then feel free. Or why not gift this to a friend and then get her to like our channel, and then you've done it all. So let's look at different curls, and for this I'm going to go close up again and keep those sheep name coming. Right, this one here is the Blue Faced Leicester curl, and they are really tight little curls. We absolutely love them for sheep, gnome beards. If you want to add a bit of texture or structure into a landscape picture, they are often quite creamy. They're not pure white. These are our Leicester curls. Okay, so they are more of a jumbled up find your lucky curl in there. There's quite a few, but you get lots for the same amount as you get these, because you sort of have to find the bits that match. Now, when you're needle felting curls on, what you might know is that if you've got a immaculate, perfect little curl like this, half of it you'll lose inside where you're felting. So actually half of the lovely curly corkscrew type look will disappear. So you might as well go for something cheaper, because if you pick your curls out there, you know you've got a bit of nice curl, and then you've got a bit of fluffy, frizzy end bits. But that's actually quite good, because that will disappear into the sheep, and then you end up with a nice curly bit that you want to hanging down. Just need to sort through a little bit. And as everybody knows, we don't pull curls, not like we tear wool. We actually cut them, because as soon as you pull, you definitely use your frizzy curl. So I'm going to use a combination of the two, but what I love doing now is giving the sheep, as soon as you give it a hairdo, then you realize that it is actually a sheep. Before I do this, I'm going to needle felt a couple of ears quickly. So for this you need wisp of wool. Oh, I've got to do this on the flat wool thing now, but what I'm going to do is I put a little bit of green felt over the top, and then you can actually see the part that I'm felting. So this green, don't be perturbed by the green. This is just to help me have a different color background while I'm doing this, so that you can see what I'm doing. And you can shape the ear as you've got it lying down on your mat. So I'm pulling the fibers over as I'm doing it, and I'm aiming for a long shape. Sheep actually have got all kinds of different ears shape, face shape. Some have long noses, some have stubby faces, some have massive heads, some have small heads, some have massive ears, some have got small ears. What they all have got in common mostly is that the ears are sticking out at the side, like sort of, yeah, just literally sticking out at the side of the head. So I'm making two the same, and if you notice what I'm doing, this is a bit of a tip here. If you're holding on to these wispy ends there, then it allows you to shape the ear as you're pulling it along. I really like that technique. It works really well. I didn't even know I was doing it, and then I suddenly realized this is something I need to share. And then you do the same with the second ear. Lay the wool out, shape it, stub it down. Remember, when you stub flat, you need to lift it off regularly. So I'm just folding the fibers in at the moment until I can hold onto it, stub this, and get that oblong shape by just pulling it slightly. And then, of course, I'm turning it round, and I'll do the same on the other side, stab it from both sides. If you want to, you can add a tiny wisp of pink into there, so that's basically gives the impression as if you've got a bit of skin shining through the woolly ears. And you can do that on the other one as well. Stab it on both sides. It's just a small detail. If you don't do it, it's not the end of the world, because you might not have the pink. It does look, you can use the pink on the nose as well, or you can just use the brown on the nose. So the pink is actually the least essential wool. Though if you want to build up a nice wool stash, then I would definitely recommend our flesh pink New Zealand wool bats, because they're the best, of course. Right, so we've got two ears here. One's a bit smaller than the other, but who cares? And now I'm going to attach these to the side of the head. And when I say to the side of the head, they literally have to sort of like face forward. So you've got the pink facing out to the front, forward to the front. And I'm just flattening out these wispy ends that I've been holding on to stub it on. And then you can shape it a little bit by stabbing into the ear hole, if you like, there. So that's one ear on. Don't worry about this bit here at the front of the face. I'm gonna you might have that too. I'm gonna do something about that soon. Take a bit of that wispy bit off, and you've still got a chance to win the book, Making Simple Needle Felts, if you just want to tell us what your sheep is going to be called. As soon as I start with the curls, that's when Emma will go off and find a lucky winner. There we go, 2 ears. That's good, sticking out at the side, that's what we want. Now I'm going to have to put a little face on here in a minute, and in preparation of that, because this is from when I rolled the wool up, all I'm going to do for that is, you might not have this, so you don't need to do this. I'm just going to prepare a little patch of wool, and I'm going to put that on the face of the sheep there, and that will cover up anything that I don't want there to be. Got a bit of vegetable matter in there as well. Incidentally, if you find a little bit of grass or whatever in there, sometimes it's actually harder to pick it out than to just let it come out by itself, because the bits that are coarser and that, like the vegetable matter, they will work their way to the surface. So you just have to wait until it comes naturally to the top, and then you can just pull it off. Right, can work on that little face a bit more now. I'm going to stub that in a bit more and get my... It's always good to start adding indentations where you imagine the eyes to be, because that gives you a really good proportion sense of where you need to put the other parts that are going in there. So this sheep has got a relatively short snout there. At this point, I promise you, they always look like pigs, so don't be perturbed by that either. I'm going to give it a bit of a stab in the bum, because that's quite loose in my case here, a loose bum. Okay, but again, I'm not too worried about it, because I'm going to put curls on everything. So now it's got a face there. It's got its ears sticking out. It's relatively symmetrical. It's always good to double check that you're not completely off symmetry here, so that you can do lots of alterations by just stabbing into the right places to get that straightened out again. It's got a little bit of a crooked head, but I don't think that matters. And now you're going to find the perfect curls to give it the perfect hairdo. So I've got, I'm actually going for the Leicester curls here because they're a bit wilder. And then this is sort of like almost designing your own sheep hairdo now. What I really like is when they've got sort of a tuft of hair. So I'm actually folding them up. So I've got, and then I'm going to put it onto the head to see what it might look like. And where I'm holding my fingers, that's where I'm going to stab in. So it could be quite a wild look if that's what you like. I really like it when they've got almost sort of like a curly fringe falling into the hair. Adding the hair now also means that you add a little bit more bulk on top of the head, where if your head is quite flat at the top, that's an opportunity to shape the head a bit more, to get it more more bulky. So that's quite a pretty hairdo. And now I'm going to cover the rest of the body. And the way to do this is by laying the curls down. So you have to sort through your curls. If the curls aren't long enough, then you start at a lower level. So you start so that the legs get covered up. Stab a lot in, stab your little batch in, and then put another layer over the top so that you've got the next one coming down. And remember, don't pull your curls. Have your little scissors at the ready. These are really really good little embroidery scissors. I think we do sell these as well. Remember, we only sell what we use ourselves, so absolutely, that's our total overarching motto. And then you just layer more curls over the top. With this, you can get quite carried away using lots and lots of curls. It's not so much about how many curls you use. It's more about the appearance. So be quite selective with the curls, and if need be, you can tease them apart. I'll show you that in a minute. We do want to give a sheep a curly chest as well, so you could work on that in between working on the sides of the lamb or sheep. Sometimes you get curls that don't look so great, so to cut the bit out that you don't want. You've got lots of ways of getting your curls just exactly right. But like I say, if you feel tempted to pull, don't pull, just cut them and then arrange them exactly. Oh, we've got a winner of the book as well. And ta-ta-ta-ta, or should I say ba-ba, and it's Bridget today. Bridget has won the book. Bridget, all the way in Australia, will be posting that to you. Well done, congratulations. So I'm just laying the curls here onto the chest part, stuffing it in, and that gives it a curly chest. So you're basically working your way around the whole of the sheep, starting from the lower part of the sheep. If the curls aren't long enough, then you go work your way up to the top of the sheep. And all the while you're doing that, you are actually shaping the sheep still as well. This is potentially the part that might take the longest, so I might not cover the whole of the sheep with it. But I also want to show you another technique, because you might not have curls. If you don't have curls, you might know that you can make your own curls. I've actually tried lots of things recently. There's already a tutorial on our website, and that tells you how to make curls. It involves either a crochet hook and just the ability to crochet a chain, or a skewer or a thin stick and just the ability to wrap wool around it. Not like you do when you wrap wire armature, or like I did around the needle, but you're actually meant to wrap it and let it twist on itself, as well as curling it around the skewer or stick. So that is an option, and for that you can use a mohair or anything like this. But this lamb here, or this sheep here, has got not a single curl on it. The whole, how this is achieved, is by twisting the wool, and then you're felting it on as you're going along. And I will show you how to do that as well. So for this you can use any wool. You could even use that, let's do this side. You can use your Lanolin Rich, and all you need to do is just give it a bit of a beginning there. Felt it down. By the way, if you wanted to know what wool this is our basic core wool. The whole sheep has been made from our basic core wool. So it's rock solid. It takes quite a long time to get these curls, but it's definitely worth it. And the technique for how to make these curls is by twisting the wool. As you're working, you're twizzling the wool, so you need to do quite a lot of twisting and twizzling. And then as you're twisting it and it starts to sort of curl up in itself, twist up in itself, then you felt down. Can you see how I'm twisting? Oh, you can't see because I've got my hand in front of it. So I'm twisting the wool, and as it twizzles up, that's what I'm felting down. And then you just sort of felt into it a little bit, continue twisting it until you get to the end of that one strand. And then you do that, and you keep doing that for the whole of the sheep. I'll show you one more time. There. Give it a beginning, so you can just fasten it in. So it gives you the enough resistance that you can start twisting it, and then you just have to twist it between your fingers until it's like making a twizzle. Lots of people don't know what twizzles are. It's like making a cord where the wool twists in on itself. And as soon as you do that, it's also a technique of how you make doll's hair on some of the dolls that I've made in the simple soft dolls book that I wrote. So that way you get that effect, and if you continue doing it, it looks more effective as you're covering a larger area. But that's how the whole of this sheep has been covered. If you're making your own curls, then you might end up with something like, what have I used here? I've used mohair, this shinier wool here. That's mohair that I've curled. This is a natural curl, and then there's also amongst that is some rummy. One here. This is still in the crochet chain, but if you undo it gently, so you don't want to pull it too hard because you might pull the curl out again, it does look quite cool curl as well, the rummy. And the nice thing about the rummy is that it is a lovely white wool. No, it's not a wool, it's actually a plant fiber. It's definitely not a wool. So that's different ways of making curls. You can of course use other curls as well. I just like it when they're really tight and neat because they look better in proportion of the sheep. There you go. And then you can spread. You can if you tease it out sideways, you get a whole more sort of, I don't know, lush looking way. And there's going to be quite a bit more about curl making, certainly in our December box when we're doing a Snowdrop Fairy, the subscription box. I've got a nice little surprise there for you as well, using a fiber that you probably would never think of using. Right, so you cover your sheep with curls. Definitely make sure you cover the chest. Definitely give it a nice hairdo. And then to finish off the face, because we're coming up to the end. Sorry, I just had to lean forward to see the clock. That wasn't very attractive for you. You need a little bit of your brown, and you can now choose whether you're making just a very plain nose like this one here. It's like just a little brown patch because it's quite a small face, or you can make sort of a triangular nose with a little sorry, leaning, oh no, that was with a little mouth, or you can make a Miffy mouth, as I call it, where you just put this is the easiest way, where you just needle felt one strand diagonally across the nose there, and then you do another strand diagonally across on top, and that's a really simple little nose or face. You don't need to do anything else, just cross it over, and you can make this a little bit more delicate if you wish. I've done it quite big now just to show you how to do this. And then if you are needle felting the eyes, sheep actually haven't got very attractive eyes, just put the brown into the eyes. You could also give them pink noses, so you can just have a smudge of pink on there. I don't know if any of these have got pink noses. No, this one has got that kind of nose again. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do this. And then just give it a small eye you can just use brown, felt it in, or if you've got our glue-in eyes, definitely use the glue-in eyes. To just use a black glue-in eyes, or maybe the umber ones. The umber ones can look a little bit different. Can't even see it's umber, but it's definitely an umber eye in there. That's needle felted eye. No, that has got tiny little umber eyes in there. That one has got a black eye. No, that one has a needle felted eye. Well, there you go. Can't even tell it apart. And of course, whenever you're working on one thing, you will want to just adjust around this as well. And that's pretty much the sheep tutorial done. You will be using way more time now to add the curls and make it nice. When you if you want to add a tail onto your sheep, then you just use a bit of a curly bit and just like an extension of the curls that you're putting on. But those that we normally go to, like the knitting and stitching show and the handmade festival, well, that would have finished in September anyway, but we didn't go to that anyway, but they've got something else up their sleeve. All the ICHF shows, which are the creative craft shows, as you probably know them by, and we're not going to any of them. But we're going to do lots of online stuff with them. So you can, some of them, like the knitting and stitching show, has got special workshops that you can do with us, and you can buy your workshop packs from us. Go onto our website, www.themakers.co.uk, and you can actually make the peacock that we've done earlier in the summer and the little curled up sleeping dog as a workshop. And you can buy the workshop packs directly from us. If you go onto our website, as I just said, get your workshop pack, and from there is a link of how to book your ticket with the knitting and stitching show, and you'll get me. That must be worth it. And then the creative craft show we will be doing on their live event on the 7th of November, which is a Saturday. We will be doing 2 needle felting projects. One is a workshop, how to make a dog head, and you can design your own dog head, of course. So the workshop packs for this, they're slightly different in that they're a bundle that allows you to make these. So we've offered them some exclusive products in a bundle that you can't buy from us, but you can buy from them directly. And then the workshop itself, you just buy your entry tickets for £6. And that allows you access to all of the, it's not just needle felting, it's all kinds of different things that you can do that day. And you can make one of these with me. That's an hour and a half workshop, this one. Or if you just want to learn how to make a cute little Father Christmas decoration to hang on the tree, you can learn how to make a very easy little mini Santa that can hang up. And that same demonstration or tutorial allows you to make him with legs as well. And they're literally 3 decorations, and that's about 45 minutes you've got to put up with me. That's on the 7th of November. So hop onto the Creative Craft Show Facebook page. There will be a link that takes you to how to buy the tickets for these. It's for the whole of the event. You don't have to pay for the specific workshops. It allows you access to all the different demos and workshop areas. And I will just very quickly share with you, if you want to see some of the bundles that we're offering. So the first bundle, that's the dog head bundle that gives you all this wool. Our basic wool mat, needles, and the right size eyes to put into the dog head, and of course you get the instructions as well. And then the bundle 2, here you get the Christmas, our lots of Christmas colored wool. You get the free instructions of the Christmas pudding, and you also get the free instructions of the Santa. They're not pictured here. And then you also get the wool mat and the and needles. And then we've got some other bundles which might be worth stocking up. This is our hedgehog, curled up hedgehog, and the landscape picture in a bundle. And remember, these are special offers that you can only get on the Creative Craft Show website. And then we've also got it's a beginner's pack with eyes, needles, a felting mat, lush colors, and our booklet of 5 simple easy projects. So it's a great gift for Christmas if you want to spoil somebody and get them into needle felting. And then we've also got 2 of our books, signed copies, with a luxury EarthMatt felting needles, and then you get 2 wool mixes with that as well, which work really well with either of the books. So That's over on the Creative Craft Shop. And I'm not finished. There's one more. We're also running a workshop for the for country living, and they are going to host us by it's a Zoom workshop, that one, where we're making our robin. This is the robin from our robin kit. I haven't got one here now to show you, but it's the one with the wire legs, life size, and for that you need to buy the robin kit from them, actually, because that also buys you the ticket of for the Zoom workshop. So go onto the country living page and see whether if you want to do this. And this is also on the 7th of November. Oh my God, I'm going to be in 5 different places at the same time. Or is it the 8th? I can't remember now. Emma will tell you. And the knitting and stitching workshops there at the end of November. So at least it's not all in one week. And then the handmade festival ones, I have to come back on that. Whew, that was a lot. So let's have a look what people are saying. Emma's sharing all the links for the bundles left, right and center. Oh, Bridget says it was very worth staying up until 1 a.m. Of course, because you've just won yourself a book. Woohoo! Well done, Bridget. And it's 1 o'clock. Okay, off you go to bed now. Night, night. I think I better wind it down now here, because I probably can think of all kinds of things to say. Just looking around in case I've forgotten something. Definitely share your sheep with us. Remember, Everyone a Maker, our Facebook page. It's the best place to share things with us. We are also on Instagram. We love it when you tag us in your Instagram makes. We always share it as a story. I love doing that as well. And yeah, I'm sure we will see you very soon. Definitely on Thursday if you're on Facebook, because you'll be watching all of this again, or maybe for the first time. So if you're watching for the first time, well done for winning the book, whoever won the book. And I will see you next week, Monday already, in unwrapping the subscription boxes, and then back again on Tuesday to make Joseph. Oh, let's have a look at him. There, Joseph. Oh, he's just lost his he needs it to keep him upright. He's an old man, this one. You can make a young Joseph if you want. There you go. There's Joseph. He's got a grey beard, this one, and a cloak. And of course, this is using the moustache lollipop technique to make the figure. I can't wait to wear my moustache and give my lollipop a lick. And you can make him with me next week, Tuesday, and then the week after you can make Mary and baby Jesus with me as well. And that's, again, it's one of the little figures with that special technique. And let's show the donkey as well. That's the last one. That's a 2-hour session, and again, he can be made all in our make-alongs. So remember to join in and give us a like, share the channel, hop over onto our Facebook page if you've not liked it yet, because we need to get to 7,000 likes. And well, I just say goodbye now. Stay well, stay strong, every step at a time. Don't think too far ahead. Just enjoy the moment, enjoy your sheep right now and making curls or whatever you're doing, and let us coo and ooh and ah over it. So do share it with us, and until we see you again, I say bye bye.